All right, Rob, you were good at first. You stopped a terrorist attack.
Yeah.
But now all of a sudden you're on defense. You don't even have your advisor now.
Right?
Even though you've arrested several people.
Oh, right. All right, next day.
Next day.
Oh, hey. This has become far too important to leave the case to an advisor with an exposed identity. Oh, yeah. Always take the mugshot. Funding of terrorist activities. Ooh. Headlines. House of exposed government employee was vandalized. Oh, that was my dude.
Symes, yeah.
My dude. Protesters gather at the Freedom Memorial remains. Dang. Holy cow, there's so many sirens.
Yep.
God, these are such good, like, fake pictures.
Yes, they are.
There's incredible, just fake pictures. I love those.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of the art in this. So yeah, now you have a limit. But it's not a limit of reading, it's just a data chunk limit.
For processing.
Yeah.
So I just have to be like super thoughtful now.
Yep. Everybody in the room, quiet down, quiet down. Detective work happening.
Right? High scores. Dank Frank. Okay, so there's our boy.
Yep.
Oh, he was just there.
I wonder if people still do the Hello World stuff for programming. I still see it referenced, I feel like. Yeah, I'm not sure what you're supposed to click to get that cleared.
Oh, there's what's her name? The one he was talking to.
Yeah. Yeah, the other chick.
It says it's on hosts. Is that this picture? No?
Yeah. I didn't see anything else highlighted. Oh. Okay. Oh, so then you should be able to click on his. Or do you have to click on everybody's?
There we go. Okay. Great. Ooh, there's more stuff that popped up with,
Yep.
for when I dragged Dixon over. Ooh, his phone.
Yep.
Well, we know he was in campground.
Yeah, that's where he lives.
Wait, why does he have a copy of the email? Angela. Okay.
Hey, Jude.
Let's see. Angela. So Angela's his mom. I don't need the portrait.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to waste data chunks on the portrait.
That just puts lives with his mother. I need something more than lives with his mother. He's already said he lives in a trailer. Alright, well, I got more stuff to look into. Here we go. Let's see what we got here. Ooh. Email from Abraham?
It's the one you were talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. See, when it's doing that, that's how you know it's still ongoing. I knew I saw something. They're juggalos?
The Gathering. Come on now. Well, I know where his phone is. Uh-oh, is she getting fired? Did I grab the right thing?
You're in Cassie's. Just a dog with a phone.
Right.
And sunglasses.
What happened to thought? These bombings have been ringing in my head. Crisis of conscience, sir? Where is he?
Yep, I was just about to announce it myself.
Yep.
Rob's down to half his
Chunks.
data chunks.
Man, I hate when I'm down to half my chunks.
Right? He spewed half of them.
They've been all like phone numbers.
Yeah.
Laptops.
I mean, it's giving you a lot of data.
Yeah. Smart. Oh, it's Dixon.
Uh-huh. Daryl Dixon of The Walking Dead.
Right. President Richard Dixon.
That's why they call him Tricky Dixon.
Over my There's the two of them.
Yep.
Is that what's her name?
Cassie, yep.
And then there's Nina.
Nina, yep.
And then there's Adam Sandler. There's Adam Sandler. And let's see. Is there any other people we know in this picture? That guy's staring at the camera. That's weird.
Yeah, he is.
That's Terry Crews. And Kurt Cobain.
Oh, even worse when you realize he's currently got an open mouth.
Yeah, right. I have to conserve my chunks.
Rattlesnake.
Do I just click on all of these?
I think that's how you clear it, yeah.
Okay, it is.
Yeah.
The open door. Does it just work? Okay. I don't know if I had to be on his or not.
Oh, I see.
Oh, it's her phone.
Yep.
Ooh, that's spicy. That's a spicy meatball. Look at, there he is right there.
Yep.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, I don't either, actually. She's also got like 3 million sisters.
Eight chunks left. Okay, so Harrison had these in common.
Uh-huh.
And these were the bombing sites? Right?
I cannot remember now.
Because the only one that...
Portobello Road... Oh, I can't answer the question. Because it might give it away. Oh, just so you know, there are more pages in that Sky Chat. Yeah. Because we just went through that with that one website. I didn't want it to happen to you again.
I can't just willy-nilly be flippant with my chunks. Ugh, why'd you do that?
Waiting for Rob to start telling us what he's piecing together here. Especially interesting because you have done a couple things differently than me.
Right. Oh, this one is what I needed. Because it highlighted her browser history.
That was just to say it had been updated. So yesterday she looked up the university.
Oh, okay. I thought it meant like there was something I needed to find.
No.
So is that it?
I don't know what your question is.
No, like, do I have to sort through the stuff that's there right now? All this stuff?
Yeah, like, is there anything new that looks like you've looked into each thing you could?
Okay.
Me, so, yeah.
Oh.
The most important evidence.
The new the portraits. Okay, Angela. April 16th. Okay, so that's blue. What's this? That's common, that's common, that's common. That's not.
I'm curious, Rob, now that we have 5 data chunks left, what are you thinking so far? What are your theories?
So, especially the email with this guy writing the email as Abraham Goebbels. But if that's the case, then who was the lecturer at the college? Because if it says that one guy died when he emigrated to here, so if that was the real Goebbels, if that was the real Godfels guy, Goebbels, if that was the real Goldfels guy, then if this Goldfels guy died at some point, and if he took over messaging stuff as this guy, let's see, and he sent it to the initiate, he sent an IP address. So I'm guessing that this was written by Harrison.
Okay.
Because it came off of his phone. This wants to conduct a conference call. It's Victor Rosen.
I swear that didn't happen to me when I played this. I don't know what's going on.
Since you were here the entire weekend, and then there's then her phone. Because let's see, there's her phone. Oh, there's phone. Yeah, so this is saying that she worked at Rosentech, but also that Abraham worked at Rosentech with her, but he was supposed to be dead. Then who is that? Is the question? Then who is that?
It's funny because I think I know some of these answers, and it took me forever to beat this game, especially on this day, because I was being so careful with my data chunks, or trying to be. And what I figured out is just like, oh, this was fun, you know?
Right. Because that was where that's her work.
Right, because of the Rosen Plaza part.
Yeah, that's her work. 22 Portobello. I don't remember whose address that was. Maybe I should have written down all the addresses. Is there a thing on here where I can look at just like the addresses, or it doesn't like keep snippets?
I will put it to you this way. The answer to your question is there's not an easy way to, but you can figure out there is a way to see that address somewhere again. It won't be highlighted though.
Because here's Malloy Court, that's her address.
And the problem is it's going to be hard for you to realize where to look for that because you can't remember what that address is. If you remembered what that address was, you wouldn't even need to look it up. You'd be like, oh, okay, I got it.
And there's the campground. I have an idea where I might be able to find some addresses. There's no address on here.
I think you have a solid idea though. Where you're trying to the way you're trying to figure it out. I would have expected to see a lot more of these addresses.
Right? It's the problem that I'm having. Aha. Okay, there's one. 667 Bonton Road, Fairview. Recent jobs.
I don't even remember that page.
I do. Okay, so hers got 667 Bonton Road. I don't think these really have addresses on them.
In addition to all the noises Rob and I have been hearing, I swear I just heard somebody's door open alarm.
Okay, there's one. Cannonberry Square, Bonton.
Did we see that location? I don't remember that.
Because these don't have addresses on it, do they? No. No.
Now, I thought you might see addresses in that one too, and I guess not.
Right?
Huh.
Okay. So it's none of those are part of those addresses.
Yeah, so none of them are at Joseph's office.
Right. Yeah, and like there's not a the addresses like are where they should be. They're not.
Right.
They're not on their websites. Okay, let's look through this listener nonsense again. It would be great if they actually had just addresses and stuff so I could look this stuff up. Okay, so I think all the stuff I have to submit except for this one. That's where she was on. Their tracker says she was there on Sunday.
Right.
But then Homeboy says he lost his phone.
I was wondering if you remembered that.
Yeah, Homeboy says he lost his phone. That's lives with his mother, and you were there the entire weekend. Great. I wish this had a calendar. Was this Sunday?
I believe the 18th is a Monday, so I think that's a Saturday.
So this would be a Saturday. So, oh, okay. Let's see.
Okay. Well, here's the way we can confirm that. Go back to that call between Victor Rosen and Juliet, because he said you're supposed to be here today, but you were here over the weekend instead. So whatever day he sent that should be Monday. I think it was under listener.
Was it under listener? Yeah.
So does it give us a date here?
I just talked to Maria. Why are you not at work? You were here the entire weekend. You were.
Oh, this is April 17th. So we're on Tuesday then. So yeah, the 16th
is this Monday? And the 16th is Sunday?
Yeah. That's what I think.
Okay. So is okay. But no one authorized you to do so. I have a hunch.
Okay.
I have a hunch. But I don't know if it's correct.
What's your hunch?
My hunch is that she took his phone at some point.
I believe that was my hunch as well, the first time I played.
Because there's the same address in both.
Mm-hmm.
I have 4 chunks remaining, and I have what? 1, 2, 3, and then is that it? Just those 5, or is that 1 in the listener thing? I got 3 chunks left. I'm gonna make this count. Was at the cyber cafe. I just called Persephone. Okay. You were at cyber cafe yesterday evening. So he was at the cyber cafe, stormed in, furiously wrote something on PC. Then storm only to meet whom? Juliet, meaning you're back in action with this shitty group. Probably some outrageous blog post. Okay, so is that... Wait a minute. This is published by Dixon, so this is old.
Yeah, I don't think that's the one she's referring to. I think she's referring to the one where he outs Symes.
Oh, where was the other thing? Was that was in what's her name's phone? Right? Phone. This. Okay, there's only one picture. Okay.
Oh, yeah, good thought to check that. I would have forgotten, actually.
I need a piece of scratch paper.
Sure,
Or
1
something.
second.
Thank you. Okay, 11. Okay, 40, 35. Fairview. 16. Penn Street, 9 BT Bonton, 1 Rosen Bonton, and then 401 Malloy Court. This one they have in common. That's it. That's the one.
All right, what'd you figure out?
That's the one. The 11 something Stellington and Bonton is in 2 different spots.
Okay.
See?
Yep.
16.
That looks like the Victor Rosen office to me.
Yeah. I only have one chunk left. Is the problem. Because there's his house. They were both here.
Mm-hmm.
And they both have this address in common. This is 16 Penn Street. And okay, so this is where she lives. They were both here together. And then this is Rosen Plaza. But these are wrong on his.
Yeah, so the icon points at the same exact spot, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
These three were wrong. On hers, this was down here, this was up here, and this wasn't even there. But this is technically his phone.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know how to tell what this one has got to be wrong. This one has to be the wrong addresses.
Okay.
Because if it had that tower, see, that's why I can't figure out where I can find addresses of places. Because this is where they were together. See, this is the part where I have one left. I thought it would have given me Abraham's phone too.
Right.
That's why I pinged it, but nothing happened. And it was like, where are you going to look at a phone from a dead guy?
Uh-huh.
Like,
I can't wait to talk about it. For anybody who's watching this that has played this game before, you must know I'm on the edge.
I have one more chunk to do.
The final chunk.
Yeah, it's just I know those three things are wrong. I was trying to get more information on them, but...
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know where the addresses are. That's the problem. I don't know where the addresses are. Because if he lost his phone, this is the one that they have in common.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is all different from hers. Completely. Why is it showing him? Oh, this is his phone, right?
Yeah, his phone, yeah.
So, if she left her phone at her office to try and put herself at the office, then wait, can I not? I was gonna have to do it because I can't. There's like not a whole lot I can do. Oh no, the hacks. Perfect. Instead of seeking me out and arresting me, Orwell labeled you targeted persons and investigated you. Incredible.
Oh, they're just gonna say it.
Abe worked on Orwell?
Yeah.
They didn't do that for you?
No, I figured it out through his phone, which you might be like, huh? That's what I was going to talk about.
Yeah, I didn't get any. Nothing came up with the dead man's phone.
Dead man's phones tell no tales.
Yeah. Well, because that's what I was trying to see, like that phone number and whatnot, but nothing came up. Oh, me? Oh, excuse me. How did you get his phone?
Oh, we'll get to it.
Okay. In the end, it was all Orwell eating itself, and Orwell Ouroboros.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh no, is he arrested?
There's something so funny about the differences between your and my endings. I can't wait.
Is this just something new? Oh, a picture of Miss Delacroix. You're not supposed to read this. That's awesome.
Whew, it's looking rough.
Yeah. Wow. Hang on. Hang on. Why?
Dude, you're doing something, and I just don't know what.
Hang on. Let's go ahead and put that right there. Perfect. Okay. So this is his desktop.
Yeah, that's the one Delacroix, I think.
Yeah,
told you
so
about.
hers has the star, but now I can't get into it.
Right. I need this image right here to be your phone background.
This?
Yep. Just every time you open your phone. Damn it!
Yeah, it just goes back to the stupid page. Wow. 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 So is it just making me look at his desktop?
I guess so. Your ending's set up a little bit different than mine was, so I can't tell you. Oh, right. I remember these now.
Mostly harmless. Arrested? No idea who this guy is. Claims he knows a guy going by the name of X2 Think who got recruited by the government. A system called Orwell. Oh, that's why that was gold.
Uh-huh.
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah,
Like,
I was so surprised when you did it.
I didn't even... Because, like, it didn't give me any other, like, indication other than a different color.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, okay, maybe this will trigger out something else. I didn't realize it made the end of the game happen.
Uh-oh. They want to arrest... I forgot your dude's name. Derflinkle something?
Blaine Derflentel.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I'm outing myself.
So now we roll the credits. I think. Yeah, okay. Oh man.
So I wish it gave me a little more, like, instead of just a different highlight on the end, Like, I wish it would have given me more of like a substantial, like, hey, heads up. Because I would have poked around a bit more.
Yours was very different.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, how so?
So
hang on, let me actually. Do you have a control on your speaker here? Can I just turn it down a little bit?
On the keyboard, it's one of the 2 buttons on the side of the above the enter key, the main enter key.
Oh, up here.
Yeah, and then there's like a volume up and volume down.
Yeah, is this the command button?
No, you don't have to hold that down. It's a dedicated button.
Oh. This?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I just want to turn it down a little bit because I
Sure.
can hear you. So, like, how you said yours was very different from mine.
Yes. In my first in my second playthrough, I went with Initiate's idea and I threw Delacroix under the bus. If I recall correctly, it led to an ending that was very similar to what Juliet said would happen. She takes the fall, somebody else comes in, and they're just going to try it again.
Okay.
My first playthrough, though, I gave myself such a headache with those 20 data chunks. But interestingly enough, it led to very different information. My second playthrough, also worth mentioning, Nina was arrested. My first playthrough, she was killed, but at her home, not where her son was. So in all 3 of my 2 playthroughs and yours just now, Nina not there. However, I did not have Joseph arrested. I also did not have Juliet or Harrison arrested. And in both cases, I actually completely ignored the locations.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It turns out, so there's a couple of things. Early on, you had come to the conclusion that Harrison was the one who was organizing things, but it was actually Juliet. And you ended up realizing later on, hey, Juliet, something's messed up with her.
Right.
The big thing you wound up missing out on is actually what I think is the most brilliant part about what I take the message of Orwell to be. It would be too simplistic to say that Orwell is a game made by people who think government surveillance is bad.
Okay.
You could definitely say that's it. However, the real crux of what you're supposed to find out at the end is that Goldfels is this media expert, just like you called him. He is a super media expert. He ends up working for the government and Rosen. And he's been selected specifically to help solve a conundrum. They want to do a massive surveillance program. But the people who want to do it, Rosen and Delacroix and the party and what have you, recognize there's a real problem, which is this can get abused. Goldfell's whole thing is trying to come up with a way of having your cake and eating it too. So the surveillance system is going to be there. How do you handle it in such a way that it cannot be abused?
Is that the investigators?
Yes, and specifically the relationship for everything. So Rosen makes the computer system Orwell, essentially, and that's the whole purpose of that is the profile keeping and the data chunk highlighting. That's Rosen. The party then has the supervisor or advisor, I forget what they were actually called, like Symes. Their job is to not see everything, but only what is sent to them and make decisions based off of that.
Right.
Rosenfeld's thing is get somebody who has no connection to the nation, to the government, to the party, to living in that country, They see everything, and they only send what their investigation deems them to be relevant. But he ends up quitting the whole project because he realizes it highlights two different major flaws. By cutting the communication, Symes talks to you, you can't talk to Symes.
Right.
And he only communicates, he gets communication from you only through data chunks.
Right.
Which means you can send him a data chunk and he can completely misinterpret why.
Right.
And that happens a few times. They're minor things, but they build up through an investigation.
Right. Like the address thing that I had an issue with.
Exactly.
To where it was like, well, no, that's not the thing I'm submitting to you for. That's her address.
Right.
Like that's supposed to be her fake address.
Exactly. You, the investigator, wanted him to do something specific with it, but you couldn't because of the ethical guidelines.
Right.
The other problem with it is the one that Juliet sort of is harping on at the end, although the wording seems very different this time around than I recall it. But that's the problem of an ever-expanding connection. There was a bombing in the Freedom Plaza, and the cameras picked up Cassie being in the area. She becomes a suspect. But then who else becomes a suspect? Everybody.
Right.
And as you see throughout the game, Cassie had nothing to do with the bombing. That was Nina, who was basically talked into it by Juliet. But because of the way this investigation worked, you're looking into Joseph, you're looking into Harrison. Initiate becomes involved. That's his fault.
Right.
You know, and so the idea is, when does it stop? And it really truly fits in with what a lot of people had an issue with here in the States with the Patriot Act. It is so easy to be connected to terrorism in one way or another.
Right.
And in fact, here in Chicago, we have a different problem. We have a gang database that the problem is people have ended up on it because, Rob, this might shock you, but some people in Chicago buy Bulls hats.
Yeah.
And wear Bulls jerseys.
Right.
That's all it took in some people's cases to end up on that database.
Right.
And so this is highlighting stuff like that. So that's why he fell away and disappeared, Goldfels, because A, they went forward with it, even though he finds it's not going to work. It's going to have these same problems. And then B, just one particular member of these people he was trying to help wound up taking it too far. He couldn't control the surveillance program, nor could he control his what was meant to be a mindful activist group.
Right.
And it all blows up this way. My ending, the first one, I remember what was so frustrating was I saw exactly what they were trying to, or what I think they were trying to say about the surveillance program. And yet there was this one thing itching me in the back of the head, which was Juliet was the only one arrested out of my team. And she should have been. So yeah, I did out myself at the end of my first run.
Right.
So I just find it to be a brilliant game about it. I don't even think it's just about surveillance anymore. When I played this, I guess when it came out, I thought mostly about surveillance state, cameras in public, license plate readers, things like that. Watching you play it now again, I still felt about those things, but now I was thinking about two other things. I was thinking about guilt by association. Right now, we're recording this in a day and age where there has been combat going on in Israel as to Palestine. And people who there's all this name calling because there are anti-Semites being anti-Semitic, and then there are people who just aren't happy with what Israel's government are doing, and they're also being called anti-Semites. Then at the same time, people who might want to support Palestinians are being called pro-terrorism because of Hamas.
Right.
Even though they didn't say anything pro-Hamas. It's so easy to just paint people with that broad brush.
Right.
So this game was making me think of that. It was also making me think of AI, which I did not think of at all before.
Right.
Orwell was highlighting all those trap options in the beginning, like her being from Wonderland,
Right.
Stuff like that. And I can't help but think of, this is happening with ChatGPT and all the similar ones, you know? So I wondered, my big question going into this for Play-triotic this year was Rob going to enjoy this game or not? My second question was, does it hold up? And I actually feel like this...
Yes and yes.
Yeah, I feel like it's holding up even more than I thought it did 5 years ago.
Yeah, yes and yes. Because this hit on a lot of the check marks for me of something I enjoy for being... it's not a complete... it's like not a complete fabrication on something that's going on. It's one of those, like I said before, the close enough type of games. Mm-hmm. But with, like you were saying about AI, and I mean, there's 2 big data centers going out by where I live, 2 huge ones. The one that's going up by the racetrack is the biggest, I think the 3rd biggest in the country.
Okay.
And then there's another one in the town next to me that's going up. And with all these data centers going up, and we still right now we're under the influence of the AI bubble of everything's more expensive, parts are more limited, and etc. And it makes you think about something like this, like Orwell. It's to what end? Because if we're going to be paying for all of this for God knows how long, like to what end? Where does it stop? Where's the apex of the costs to implement all this stuff versus the success rate of the thing it was supposed to do?
Right. Because
right now we have this generative AI, and to your point, Brian, we have this generative AI right now, and it instead of making our lives better, it's made them more complicated. Like this Orwell system, a lot of the stuff nowadays isn't cut and dry anymore. You can't trust a picture. You can't trust a voice memo. You can't trust any of that stuff anymore.
Right.
And like, I guess I think you and I might have talked about this before. Remember the days back in the day when it was just the only thing you had to be concerned with was, do they use the Facebook angle for their photographs to hide like, I don't know, scars or weight or whatever?
Yeah.
Now it's just full on AI and filters.
Yep.
Now you don't even have to do anything. You just click a button, you apply a filter.
Yep.
But with this stuff like Orwell, like for me specifically, for my industry, I work as a trucker, I deliver supplies, and we are constantly monitored. All of our stuff is constantly monitored now. We don't have any freedoms anymore for driving, because unless I go out and even some of these companies, like if you go out and own your own stuff, they will require you to, some companies will require you to have X amount of things before they give you loads. Where you're driving, how you're braking, the camera that stares at me the entire day that I flip off constantly. The geolocation, the route planning, which it sends me down non-truck routes all the time. But it's the system implementation, and by implementing the system, you are opening up its flaws as soon as you implement it.
Yeah.
And like going through Orwell and getting all those decisions made, and like I was saying before, there was some decisions in there. It's like, well, no, I needed you to do this with this bit of information. I needed you to look at this part of this information.
Yep.
But it's going to take it as facts as written. It's not going to extrapolate it out to what you need it to look at.
Yep.
And that's another problem that we're facing now. But I really enjoyed this, though, Brian. This was stellar.
Yeah.
And the big thing was, just like what is that? It's not 911. It's the European 911, right?
112.
112. Just like the 112 dispatch. It's like, okay, this is simple enough of an interface, but it speaks volumes for what you're doing.
Right.
And that is like Hypnospace Outlaw was another one.
Yep.
It's a simple enough interface, but it speaks volumes, and it's like there's no waste.
Yeah. Right.
It's just straight, cut and dry, to the point. It's so well done. There's no waste. There's no exaggerated. There's no exaggerated animations. There's no anything like that. It's right there, and it's go do your thing.
Yeah.
We're going to put everything in front of you. Go do your thing. And I really appreciate that a lot about it.
Now, we're talking as we're staring at this closeout page, which is saying, hey, season 2, ignorance is strength. It's like continue your story. I think Orwell was extremely brilliant. I really dislike season 2.
Really?
Yeah. It takes place at the same time. In fact, it will operate off of your save based on what happened regarding a third potential bombing.
Okay.
But that's just kind of like, hey, remember this from the first game, you know? I think they lost the track that they were on with this second one.
Okay.
It mostly looks and feels the same, but the changes that they make, I think, were extremely ill-advised. The game still has you dragging data chunks, but every data chunk you drag has a time cost associated with it, and you're on the clock for a working day.
A time cost?
Yeah, for everything. Which I don't think was a great choice, because just like you brought up Hypnospace Outlaw, it's so easy to get lost into that web.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and it's fun to do it. Then you can do that here in Orwell. You can check out everything. The only time you can't is when you have that 20 limit.
Yeah, or just when stuff gets locked out.
Yeah. And so in season 2, you don't have that. There's things you're going to have to bypass. And you remember when I was kind of slowly giving hints that photo of the fish was important?
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to find a lot of that when you play season 2.
Right.
Then it goes a step further that I think they really lost track. You have a new tool that gets unlocked where you are generating your own messaging in support of what the government wants you to do. And I go, no, what's great about this first one is that you're a cog in the machine. In the season 2, when you get that opportunity, you are the machine, you know? And it's like, that's not the best way to send the message, I feel like.
Right.
So it's really unfortunate, because like I said, I don't think we've ever heard anything else from these people since then. I would have loved if they would have kept it small. Like, the next one should have been about something like a municipal government that looks like they're engaging in some type of fraud, and then just have it revealed that actually the fraud is coming from a completely different source, you know, or something like that. Or you end up ruining a civil servant's reputation and career when it wasn't them, kind of thing, you know. Just a way of highlighting more of these issues, I think, would have been better. Not that what they were trying to do in season 2 isn't important to highlight. I just think the way that they had you play it out didn't work. So,
I mean, was the interface relatively the same?
Oh yes, very much so. Yeah, very, very little different on that front. The story is noticeably different. It has to do with, you see the guy with the megaphone at the top there.
Yeah.
He is this person who was, we'll say, a bystander. It's up to the player to kind of figure out if that was an innocent bystander or not, to a bombing of a school by the military. And his attempts at both managing his life afterwards and also his attempts at getting what he wants people to see the truth as against what message the government wants about it. So it's from a meta standpoint, it's great and it's very important. It's just they force you to be complicit, whereas I didn't feel like you were forced in this first one.
Okay.
So,
I mean, this is one of those situations to where I look at it and go, you know what, Brian? Bravo.
A good choice.
Bravo. This was because the thing that I run into a lot of times doing these sessions with you, and especially with these games that I would never normally even look at.
Sure.
But then, like, what was it? Last year was the elections one, right? The presidential stuff for Play-triotic.
Is that what we did last year? I cannot remember.
Like President Cat.
It must have been.
Yeah, because and then the voting one and the campaign one.
Yeah.
Like those were cool.
Yeah, that had to be last year.
And doing stuff like this, like Orwell, or like when you had me play like the White Door and stuff like that. Like these games I would never really look at.
Right.
And there are some of the games to where it's like, this really isn't my thing, but
sure.
You have a pretty good track record of picking ones that I actually end up enjoying, and this was probably like in my like top 3.
And I almost feel like I don't deserve any praise for that, because like the White Door is a great example. It's a game I probably read a sentence or two about, and I put it to the side thinking like maybe I'll get to it at some point. But really it was, I'll definitely get to it if Rob's here and he's playing and we're just talking. So
right.
There's a lot of those. Like Gato Roboto was last year.
Yeah.
I would not have gotten to that if I didn't go, it'd be really funny to make Rob play all cat games.
Yeah.
So if it weren't for that, I probably wouldn't know about Gato Roboto.
Right. But that's the thing. Like it's the thing. It's not like, oh, Brian's making the best choices possible. It's like
nobody has ever said that.
But that's the thing. It's like you're taking the gambles of, well, I'm going to set him up to play whatever this is.
Yeah.
And most of the time, I've really liked it.
Gotcha.
In fact, there's been a couple of them I have actually just kept playing. Like
Sure.
I still play Blade Assault. It's really good.
That's hilarious.
But when I finally am able to get a new PC, like I want to boot up a bunch of the stuff that we've been playing, like the smaller stuff.
Yeah.
But this is like I said, this is probably in my like top 3 of games that you've kind of been like, here you go. But this is one of them that you played and enjoyed, and sometimes that whole, well, I like games that are different from the games that Rob likes and vice versa.
Yeah.
That you said, well, maybe he'll enjoy.
Right.
And then there was the game that you picked out that you were like, this seems like it's a Brian game. And then it turned out to be a Rob game. And it was that Moby Dick card battler.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, it flopped with me and you were all for it.
Yeah,
like, all right.
it was the Moby Dick. It was the Brian, the super nautical, like really likes nautical stuff, like sailing around in Assassin's Creed, thumbs up. But then when it's like a card battler for Moby Dick, no thank you. And Rob's like, hey, this is my bag. I love
Right.
card battlers. This is great.
Well, and what's nice for me is I already have next Play-triotic planned. It was what we were going to do this year, which I felt way more confident you would enjoy. So we'll be hitting them next year.
Yeah. But like I said, Brian, bravo. This was an extremely good game.
Yeah. I'm glad that it hit, because this was something that, like I said in one of the earlier episodes, I did not expect to play it all the way through the first time. I stayed up till 3 a.m. I had work. And I went to work very tired. And even still, like, I couldn't sleep because I kept thinking about the implications that they covered.
Right.
And loved it ever since. And weirdly find that it's a stronger title than I remembered it being.
Yeah.
Despite that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and more broadly appealing.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if you sat me here and played it and I liked it, it's like, oh, well, this should be put out more.
Yes. Right.
Like, Orwell should be pushed out more to people to play.
And I would recommend anybody who is slightly curious about this and you watch it all the way through, buy it, wait a couple years, and then play it yourself, and you'll kind of understand how come it was so interesting to me while watching Rob play it that he did some things differently and it had different impacts.
I mean, technically, you don't have to wait a couple years. You can just play it and then have one of your friends play it.
Yeah, true. You can do exactly what I did. That's right. That's right.
But yeah, this was really cool, Brian.
Yeah. All right. So then we get into Brian's finest.
Yeah. In the meantime, America.
That's right. Whatever it means now.
Right.
America, I guess.
We'll see ya.
This, guys.